Private show with the music blasting. He like to call me Peaches when we get this nasty. Hello. Hello. How is everybody doing? Welcome. Happy Thursday. We got a new show. Not just a new show, a new Ryan Murphy show. You know, that could go either way with old Ryan. But thank you guys so much for being here. We are definitely ready to get into it. Ashley, how are you feeling? Are you really ready to get into the beauty?
I am. I'm ready to get into the beauty of it all. I hope everyone is staying safe and making preparations if you were in the winter storm zone. That's what I've been doing today. But I'm ready to take my mind off of that and to get into this foolishness, Tyra, because what did I just watch? What did we watch?
I'm still unsure. I feel like we'll have more justification in the next episodes because I'm not fully secure as far as what we watched. But thank you guys so much for being here. Be sure that you're prepping. Pray for Texas. It's always some crap going on here in Texas, but we're gonna get into the beauty anyway. Hit that like button for us, y'all. But starting where we always start, because it didn't feel like, unfamiliar territory or anything. I was like, we've been here. We've been around about these parts better, but we have been here. For me, anyway, I was like, okay, I see the substance. I see a little bit of, the ugly stepsister. It was in the realm in here, but not executed as well. This show has potential, but for some reason, I don't know what's up with Ryan Murphy in these tonal shifts. I don't know at times if we're serious or if it's satire. I just like to know what universe I'm supposed to be in so I know how to react as a viewer. And just like with All's Fair, I'm over here and I'm not quite sure. What I can say is this is better at this point than All's Fair. At least it has its own distinction in narrative. It has a point of view. The show has something to say. Are we going to say it well? Is it going to be worth it in the end? I'm not absolutely sure, but I was not mad at this. Something about it just feels shallow. I'm like, this is a really, creative yet familiar premise. You can go a lot of directions with it, and it doesn't have to be so I don't know. There's something really pretentious about what we got, but it also felt like really half baked and like really is that how you wanted to word that? Is that how you wanted to say that? Well, who wrote those lines? Who wrote that part? Well, who thought to, let you not shoot that scene again? Is that how you would react in that situation? I don't know. But I'm not mad at the show. What I can say is it did get a reaction out of me. And unfortunately, that's a lot to ask for with a Ryan Murphy show at this point. Ashley, what you think about beauty? Where does it fall in the scheme of these things?
In the whole zeitgeist of like forever young, the fountain of youth, being beautiful, I'm not mad at the take on it because we know anything Ryan Murphy is going to be gratuitous sex, right? Like we know that's going to be over there. But if you think about it in terms of it, a lot of people who are considered the beautiful people are hypersexualized. So I'm not mad at the point of view. I'm not mad if it's a commentary on the industry and how they promote things that are unsafe and how much is too much. We know he's going to go to the outer limits and go above and beyond. But what's kind of interesting is that these are really some people's lives that used to be far like fringe and now are more mainstream. Like it's not unheard of to have a 26-year-old that has had 10, 15 procedures and have really catastrophically changed their appearance. Now, like I said, introducing this as, a sexually transmitted disease and sex is tying into beauty and then beauty has a price. We have seen it done. We've seen it done 100,000 times. I'm not mad at it just yet. I will say the one thing that kind of makes me nervous with any show, Tyra, is when I pick this up. When I pick this up, and I start scrolling, which is what I was doing last night, that makes me nervous. And it's not because of the shock and awe, because that was there. I felt a lack of, honestly, I didn't see a ton of chemistry in a lot of the character scenes. The only time or the best chemistry I saw was our Anthony Ramos and his new protege. That's probably the part of the story that really had me going. But yeah, it could never be Death Becomes Her. That's my ish. I think they're the best to ever do it. But I think we have time. You said we have 10, 11 episodes.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I'm in for the ride. It wasn't a bad opener. It wasn't as bad as All's Fair to me, but it wasn't spectacular either for me.
What disappoints me is, unlike All's Fair, Glenn, I Love You, or even Naomi, we had a certain. I was like, Kim would have fit really perfect in this universe, Ryan. Why didn't you save Kim for the beauty? She would have been perfect here. Even hell, even Tiana. Um, I really like the cast collectively here. There's some talent here. You reach back over there. If anybody's been in these Ryan Murphy streets, you know how committed he is over there with Evan. We're going to call Evan Peters, okay? We're going to call him. We've been calling him for years now. You have him here. You have Jeremy Pope, like you said, Anthony Ramos. We're going to get into Ashton Kutcher. You have like a really good base of people here who have talent, who can act, but the script is just not, you know, it's fun, but it's not anything just so intriguing to where we can really get into them. I don't know. A lot of the characters just seem a bit underdeveloped, but we're definitely going to get into sharing that. But y'all, don't use this as a template though. Like, oh, I haven't seen it. It's going to be like The Substance and Death Becomes Her. No, it's just in the same universe a little bit. But as far as execution, so far, I don't want to judge it yet. This is not that. Oh, thank you, Sweet November. Hey, sis. Hey, friend. Praying y'all are safe. Just happy to catch a live. I was done after grotesquerie, so I'll pass on this. Love y'all, though. Thank you. And are they not coming back? Is grotesquerie just done now? Because grotesquerie was
It needs to
a
be.
time.
It needs to be done forever.
Oh, man. But getting over here, because I was just really intrigued when we got like the base of the premise, and in a land of these absurd plastic surgery, Ozempic, and weight loss, and these dramatic changes to people that, like, we've seen you every day. Clearly you've had a nip and a tuck here, and it's just normalized. I was like, okay, Ryan can really play with this. He's already deep into the industry with his shows and who's there, and kind of like this mocking thing. And then we get here and it's like, oh, but before we even got all the way knee deep in there, we meet Ruby. A lot of people were in them streets and they were like, oh my God, Bella Hadid, the Bella, is going to be over there on Ryan's show. I wonder what she's doing. Is it a pivotal role? It's like, no, y'all going to get this cute 5 minutes and then I'm going to spontaneously combust. But with that being said, this was a really cold opening for me. It made me sit up. I was like, oh, okay. I didn't know we got a little bit of the premise, but as soon as we met her, I was like, this is a cyborg. We're in the future. She came to wreak havoc. She has special abilities. She has, I didn't know. I was like, okay, it's a machine. It was giving Terminator, especially with this burnt ruby red that she had on. We just really don't know what's going on. But this was probably kind of a well-rounded introduction to the side effects and the symptoms as far as beauty. Mama is on fire. We're violent as hell. We killing everybody that's moving. First of all, if we're going to continue these themes into whatever episode, I need them to give me an explanation as to how we dropping all these bodies, all these pedestrians in the street, and nothing's happening. Is there a cleanup person? Is there somebody who comes in on the back end? Because every 5 minutes, somebody was getting pum pum, and it was just like, okay, yeah, just come on, just let's get to where we're going. Like, is somebody coming? Because there's law here. Once again, we're in this normal universe. This isn't some futuristic. This is modern day. This is a normal. I don't know. That's why I'm saying the tonal things. Let me know where we're supposed to be, because this is everyday people getting killed and nothing's happening. But after she finishes killing everybody, that's in her way. In the street, I love the car chase and the scene there of her getting hit, and it's just like, okay, is she dead? It's like, okay, well, she's definitely not human. Why is she getting back up? But she has this undying thirst up until the point that bullets aren't stopping her. The rage is continuing, and she just explodes all over the folks. Bella, it was nice to see you while we did. Boo didn't get no speaking lines. She didn't get any of that. She was here to just be the beauty, but it was enough to get me intrigued. Ashley, how did you feel about this opening?
It looked really good. Like I was like, oh my goodness, like the effects, the look, all of that. I was, I was like, all right, like let's see. It was a cool action sequence. I liked the opening because it did make you ask, well, what's next? What's happening? Who is she? Like, who's that girl? But definitely, I felt Terminator. I was like, oh, she's an assassin. Like, oh, she's on a mission to get something done. But it did leave me open for more questions. Who is she? What happened to her? Was there a way to prevent this or stop this? What is this craving, this thirst, this desire? And why is everybody catching these hands? Like everywhere she goes, like anybody could get this work. It made me want to know more. And I think we can't really ask for more in an opener to a movie or a show, right? Like suck me in and let me see. Let's work our way backwards to see actually what's happening. I wasn't mad at this at all. I don't know, Bella girl, she's a supermodel.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Girl, she was serving face and looks and the drama of it all. She said, I'm just getting my foot in the door, and I'm not mad at it. Go on then, Bella girl.
It was. I was here for it. I was like, oh, okay. Ryan probably has something to say. Let me sit up in my chair. Now afterwards, I was like, okay, let me lean back. Let me lean back. But this was, like you said, a really great opener. It got me in tune with what was next. But getting over here, because all right, this is where we will really need to spend some time and have a get to know you moment, because these people are important to us. After watching those 3 episodes, I don't know why they were cute with that 24-minute second episode, but okay. We meet Cooper and Jordan, and we are FBI partners slash lovers, but it's just that. That's as far as it goes. We just get it on. I don't have the wherewithal to go and involve in anything beyond sex with you. We're all just here for the smacks of it. We keep it professional on the outside and do our jobs, X, Y, and Z. The most important thing here, because them and this little agency child, all right, FBI agents, whatever. But what they really wanted us to take away from this was their bond, because of what happens in the later episode. I'm sure it's going to be cat and mouse of trying to find Jordan, figure out what happened to her, and probably eventually get to a cure or some things like that. But I don't feel like they did enough to really get us invested in their relationship. Cooper was just giving, well, yeah, girl, it's cute. You can flirt if you want to. Like, I really don't care. Like, it's just smacks. Like, we're good on that. I don't have the energy to give you anything outside of that. I'm not here for a relationship. Meanwhile, you're probably looking for her in the daytime with a flashlight. You care enough, but it wasn't enough connection for me. Like, oh my God, I need you to find Jordan. Where's Ja Rule? Somebody call Ja. Somebody find Jordan. It just wasn't that. For me, what they did shine a light on was this self-love versus insecurity, because we have Cooper kind of, and not too much in his body in the way that Jordan is as far as looks and It's like, girl, I'm okay with how I look. I'm okay with, my lines, a little crow's feet. My teeth are not as white. I don't have any interest to getting any cosmetic procedures or changing myself. I love myself the way I am. I love aging. Where you have Jordan, like, well, I love myself too, but I would love to tweak this and that. I do have insecurities about that. How do you have people on dates say whatever to you and you just go unaffected? Meanwhile, if I can tweak something, I'm going to go do it. And of course, we get into what happens later. But Ashley, did you just really care or get into their relationship? We really needed to do that because Jordan, or whoever the hell she is now, she's supposed to hold a lot of weight.
Yeah, no. This was probably some of the driest rodeo show that I've seen in a very long time, Tyra. Like she was up there doing all the movements, but I didn't feel when they engaged in conversation or around each other in passing, I was like, is this supposed like are we supposed to buy this? Like, are we supposed to care about the relationship? Are we supposed to feel like, this tension when we're working, but then at night we let loose? I didn't get any of it. And maybe that's by design, right? Because these are supposed to be law enforcement officials, they work for their agency, whatever. And they're supposed to keep this kind of undertow. But then we get that Jordan is kind of hypersexualized. She out here in these streets, like, he don't want to commit. Cooper, you said this was casual, right? Buki? Like, I don't know. I just don't get that. And then you kind of get this kind of like, well, you're seeing other people. Well, I'm not really messing with anyone. I don't know. It didn't do enough for me to feel. It really gave very much wet blanket, Tyra. And I think in these situations it's okay when we have one person that's kind of a dullard and the other one's more vivacious. In this, I feel like they're both really dull. It was like watching paint dry. And unfortunately, even their dialogue, and I was like, because she's a serious actress, like she be in the
Yeah.
people streets. So even just seeing her over here, I'm like, I'm just at this point, I feel like Ryan Murphy's like, come on over here. It'll be a vacation. You get to cut up, let loose. That's the only reason I can think like really credible actors and actresses are coming over here. And the check's probably nice, but I don't see it for Cooper and Jordan. I don't.
We just needed, I think, if one would have been kind of the straightforward character, like, well, I'm interested. I always wear my heart on my sleeve. Like, I'm always here for you. I want something with you beyond the bedroom, even if you are my partner. Like, I needs me a woman. I needs me a man. Both of them are very off. Like, okay, well, if you're not going to admit to anything beyond our sexual relationship, I'm not going to either. And I'm going to go over here with this man and have my way. And then it was very brief. Like, we got like one or two scenes with them. Them walking in their little power suits does not a scene make. That's not how we bond. But getting to know them beyond just the intimacy, we just needed more of a connection if we were going to jump to episode 3 and or 2 and it's already severed and now we're supposed to care about getting to her or getting her back. We don't know her. We don't know her, and you had a cute 3 episodes to do it, Ryan, so I don't want to hear nothing about it. And you wrote this. You wrote it. You did it. But I can say that I don't know. I don't know if it's me, but Evan okay, Evan looks a little peaked in the face. I was like, are we prepping for him to get the beauty later on? Because I don't know if he's supposed to intentionally have, really like fronting flaws. And it's just like, I'm happy with how I look, like we all get older. Or is it something to pull and draw back later? But I really don't even know if we can do that because once we get into the beauty, which we will, maybe you transform into a completely different person. You don't even look. So I'm like, I guess that's how you're supposed to look. It was looking a little bit of Tim Burton character around this eye socket, so I just wasn't sure. I was thinking that this was going to be reversed and Big Baby over here was going to get the beauty and she would probably be seeking him out. I was like, oh, so you just was looking like this on purpose. Okay, that's fine.
I
He
figure
looks
he'll
happy.
eventually get it. I feel like she'll approach him as her new
Mhm.
self, and at some point they'll have Smex and he'll get the beauty. I'm sure. I'm
Oh,
sure
girl.
you're going over there.
This is when the tone went whoop. I said, what the? Now, this also catered to a problematic thing in the show for me with how outlandish the premise is. I don't think it should always be predictable, especially not instantly. I was like, oh, look, it's Jeremy Pope. It's Jeremy. This is Jeremy. We're gonna transition, and he's gonna get the beauty and turn into Jeremy Pope. And it doesn't help that it's not a whole lot of blacks on the cast, but we already kind of knew where this was going, and I didn't like that I couldn't anticipate or be surprised with whoever else was watching. But we meet the ultimate incel. I was like, we just had to name the character Jeremy. You know the actor's name is Jeremy. Leave that man name alone, Ryan. But first, now I'm never going to discredit any actors, especially when we're getting to the actual Jeremy Pope, and I believe his name is Jacquel, this young man that we have here. But these are supposed to be like He-Man woman haters, incel, ultimate. We got into the sex of it all and the muscles and the chocolate daddy. Just I can't wait to be a male abuser. I can't wait to get my hands on some puss, if you will. These are queens. I had a little piece of disconnect, especially because I follow, some of these people. I follow Jeremy, and Ashley and I just had the benefit of watching Queens of the Damned, and this is an actual like drag queen performer. He's also in musicals, like he's theatrically trained, vocally, like, and even Jeremy. But both of them are, yes. And I feel like it was showing through the character to where I could really connect when it was like, yeah, we about to get this ass. Come on, girl. Ooh, this puss. And I was like, fish. I just couldn't fully immerse because once we meet Jeremy here, and we know what it is. He-Man Women Haters Club down. We are the ultimate incel. We're secluded, like ultimate secluded in the basement. Well, leave me alone, mom. Don't yet like we're from the looks of it, we're eating our feelings, we're depressed, and y'all know the ultimate goal or issues with an incel. They don't feel sexually desired, they emasculated. We get in those groups and we all let it manifest, and he's finding his desire via online, and then we can't even really get that because baby, I need $20 from you right now. No, I can't stand that. Okay, we go to this surgeon, this Ken Barbie surgeon. That's what I called him. I said, this strong face. I actually like this particular situation because when you do watch like bot shows, or you'll see plastic surgeons promoting their surgery, or you see them on Instagram and you're looking and they have harsh surgeries and Botox and fillers, and you're like, y'all letting this person do medical procedures on you? So when you see him, it's like, so you just don't have any alarms going off. I wouldn't let this man touch anything on me, but he's so desperate at this point. I need to change my life. I'm trying to go. I need to be, they calling me handsome. I'm trying to get beautiful. Do what you do, doc. When the face reveal happened, say, Ryan, don't piss me off, Ryan. When the crimson chin popped out and these sculpted features, I said, oh my God, this is terrifying. But it was also intriguing because you will see if you want to say per se harsher plastic surgery, and it's just like, whoa, that's spooky. And it's like, I look good though, and it's like really exaggerated. It was giving Snapchat filter, like, but in your eyes, I look better, I look good, I'm getting closer to, like he said, let's break some bones. He was satisfied, and of course we know what happened. We got on down to the bar, some girls was making us feel good about ourselves. It's actually working because they said I look good. Yeah, they wanted you to buy these drinks, they never thought you looked good. At which we just going, we blowing people away. And we really get to see this rage manifesting. We'll get into his transformation in a minute. But if this is Jeremy pre-transformation, because I'm trying to wrap my head around and understand the beauty. I'm sure it probably enhances more of who you already are, your inner. Like, he's already so down, so toxic, so depressed, so desperate, and so violent. What does your rage look like in the beauty? But Ashley, what did you think about meeting Jeremy and getting into this heavy hostility and this low self-esteem?
Yeah, I was really like because literally we just watched it like last week. We just watched Queens of the Dead or whatever. And I mean, full drag, face beat, honey, doing the shows and all the things with the dolls. So I was very confused over here. And again, Ryan Murphy doesn't have an issue with doing same-sex relationships. So I was really curious as to why he didn't go in that direction when that's up his alley. And maybe it could be around the fact that this is a disease and he didn't want to perpetuate that, in this. And it's a choice, but I really was confused about casting. I want everybody to work. I want everybody Black to work. But again, I just don't believe you're in there on a video chat trying to get that coochie. I don't believe you, sir. I don't. What I did believe, because I believe that this young man is a very capable actor, even in watching that, which is very camp, the horror movie is very camp. I was like, oh, he's got talent. Like I would love to see him in some more serious roles. And now he's over here, which is fine. But I agree. I think that the inner person only can be exaggerated when we get the beauty and go to that other state. So it does make me nervous because he's got so much anger. He's got so much anger. He's got so much rage. He's got so much rejection, which I think is going to be a common thread we're going to see with a lot of these people, especially those that are electing for this. Now, what I thought was interesting was how the doctor was like, oh, I have another option. I have another option. I have another option for you. It's very limited. It's very exclusive. And I'm really more interested in the whole thing behind that. Like, oh, okay, so we're paying people to transmit this. So I'm really interested in the logistics, how the beauty works in the body and all that. But yeah, it did take me out of it. I can't lie. But I think he's doing a fine job in it, Tyra. I would have rather Ryan stick with what he knows and made him gay. Like I think that would have landed more if this is what he's gonna be. You know what I mean? I think that would have
I
been.
You haven't been like in them streets too much with American Horror Story. I
Yeah.
always have an issue with how Ryan decides to execute his plus size Black characters,
Mhm.
because we have this character here, and of course you had a little bit of Raven Goodwin over there in Grotesserie, and then in American Horror Story we had, I think it's Gabby Ray Sidibe. It's just, it's always a disconnect to me with how he decides to portray plus size Black people. It's I,
And they even
it's
say it in the show, doesn't he? He's like, I'm fat, I'm Black, I'm blue. I'm like, what are
yeah,
you talking
yeah,
about?
yeah. I don't like I don't like the writing. I just don't see a lot of separation in between the characters. There's not a lot of dimension. It's just, I'm fat, I'm Black, I'm overweight, and I'm miserable. Or I have low self esteem and I'm depressed and I'm this and I'm eating my feelings. And I'm like, okay, Ryan, this is 3 times. This is three. Now, granted, these are different shows, but yeah, 3 times. Okay, I'm just wondering, but I don't like that. But the exaggerated special effects makeup was crazy. I was like, what the that really, really surprised me. Really, really, really.
They'll
But
probably be
yeah, he said,
nominated.
what's that?
I was gonna say they'll probably be nominated. I mean, it was a feat. I was like, oh, that's a transformation. Like, yeah, like, but that's how these people on Botched really be looking. And Joshua, I see your comment. Yeah, gay actors can play straight roles all the time.
Yeah,
That's not the issue. It's that he's just not convincing in that. And it
no.
could be. And I think people have to think of like the projects they do and when they're going to be released and how they can impact the other. Because if I just saw you in full drag, literally just saw you, my mind's automatically going to be there. And he's not really butch at all. Even in this, it was like,
Oh. No,
you
if you follow him, like he's often on his Instagram in full drag. Like I think he actively works at times as a drag queen. Um he was, I think I saw him before in Mean Girls, the musical.
he was in Mean Girls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like it's very, he gives glee.
Yeah.
You might would have seen him in Glee, but just for what I was immediately kind of disconnected from the character because it's like, whoa, man, I'm trying to get that ass. I ain't gonna. I'm like,
We
you
don't
trying to get that ass, Jeremy? You trying to get that, whose ass? The hers? I don't know, but it's important to the character because he is an incel and the ultimate incel who's feeling rejected by women. The anger and how he may display sexuality and misogyny towards Seth women when he gets into it. We see some of it later. It has the potential to be dangerous, so we need to believe you instantly. I ain't believe you, but baby, gay actors. You can
all
portray
the
whoever
time.
you want to, Bookie.
Yeah.
Absolutely. As long
We
as I
don't even
believe
know
you.
that are out.
But if we are supposed to be delivering and I'm like, yes, queen, then we didn't get to where we needed to just then.
Transmitting the beauty, proximity, and STDs. Ugh.
Girl. Now, this is when it was like, I didn't read any premise too hard all about beauty. And I feel like as the promotion kept going, because they weren't really promoting it as heavy, what the show was going to be about was kind of shifting a little bit. So I wasn't sure. But when we get here, I was like, oh Lord, the beauty is an STD? Now this changes everything. This changes everything. Uh I like this. I like this aspect of the show because we know with any STD or just promiscuity, certain things, whatever your proximity to beauty may be, depending on who you're sleeping with and who you are, you're more likely to go ungloved because this is a beautiful person. I'm appealing to this person, or this person is so attractive. I'm willing to, not wear a glove. Nobody's using protection in the show. Nobody's using protection in the show, and I'm sure that these people who are approaching being beautiful is assisting in that. The way that this is spreading and the potential that it has to spread could be overnight, just because I'm just now Jeremy's case, this is different, If he said I'm a virgin, I ain't never had are you sure like everything's working, girl? I ain't never this was like such a strong disposition. We leave the scene from him blowing everybody away and just being completely manic, crazy, violent. I need us. Well, no. I have another option for you. Let me bring you on down here. Just get naked and lay back on the bed. I was like, what are we about to do? Because I don't know. At this point, I just thought beauty was like a surgery. I thought it was a surgery or some type of potion that becomes her situation, and it just happens. This happening via sex in this way, as far as this form of beauty, is very interesting. I do like the narrative and what it's saying about STDs and how things are spread and how easily this is going to be spread, because we're not thinking about wearing a glove or really what's going on when we are attracted to someone and we're just feeling sexual. Now, the actual transformation, because this is the first time we get like a full blown one outside of the incidents that we saw with Ruby's rage in the beginning of the show. I don't know about these transformation effects. I was really hyped with the body horror element. Transformations are really, really important. Something about it felt like performative dance. I was like, what are they doing? If y'all remember Sia's chandelier video, I'm like, what are you doing? That's what it looked like to me. I'm like, are you in pain? Now the actual when the teeth are falling out, and it was pretty decent, especially for TV. But the initial like the goo and the gore, like I really needed to go there. It was okay. Some of it looked really okay, and then some of it looked cheap. And I'm like, Ryan, you got money. Ryan, you have money, you have coin. I know you got it in you. I really need you to get up into them effects. But it is kind of reminiscent of a cocoon and a butterfly, and you're shedding your skin and your cocoon, and then you burst out and you're this beautiful person. Jeremy is not alarmed at all. He don't give two damns. I look good, and that's all I ever wanted. And we're just kind of going on with our life. Ashley, how did you feel about this in the aspect of transmitting the beauty, and what did you feel about the transformation overall and the effects?
Oh, I think it's interesting because we think about a lot of things, and especially if you're ever in the spaces with like conspiracy theorists, a lot of them will say, X, Y, or Z was created in a lab and it was injected or put into whatever. And so I like this take on it because not only are we dealing with this, but when we get to the other side of it, it's like, oh, this is targeted, right? We're sending people out to transmit this, but also finding a way to package it so that I can sell it too. Like, so I think that's very interesting. And I agree with you. I do think people tend to let their guard down or feel like so honored that someone so beautiful or so fine would would be with me. I let down all of my pretense. I let down all of my guards and let you have full access to all of me. But this one was very interesting because let me bring her over and she'll do something for you I couldn't do with my surgery. Now, as far as girl, I don't give a damn about no body horror, about no special effects or any of that. But what the primordial goo and ooze reminded me of the Matrix when Neo's being birthed out of that thing. I said, have we not come far enough? Like in all these years, it's been forever since the Matrix. I was like, we haven't gotten any further than this. Like it's always going to be this primordial thick goo and ooze that we gotta And then the leftover afterbirth or whatever that
Yes,
red
it says
stuff. I'm like,
symbiotic sac in afterbirth. It's literally giving birth. It says you need all this goo, Ashley. You're gonna get this goo.
you
Okay.
are, and you're gonna get the contortion. It's definitely gonna be Emily Rose. I was like, are we? Everybody got to do a back bend and a full
You
split
got
tyrant
Emily. I didn't
to
get
trans-
Emily. I just want to. I just want to swing. It was very 1, 2, 3, 4. I
Girl,
was
the
like,
tracks and the back and the twist and turn. I was like, oh, they're crawling and walking up walls
no.
backwards and upside down. But
It was interpretive to me. I was like, if you mute this and put a classic tune in the back, it's very interpretive dance on somebody's Broadway stage. It wasn't giving I'm in pain and I'm dying. Like, oh my God. It didn't, and maybe you're supposed to embrace it beautifully. Maybe that's what it was. I don't know. It was a choice, but I was like, why does this look like a Sia video? but but this was I do appreciate this aspect of the show and just what it has to say about sex and beauty just colliding in the space. Hopefully they do something grand with it and we don't just leave it, flat here. It is Ryan though, so I won't get all my hopes up. But Jason Bourne. Episode 2, when we get to the okay, yeah, you going over there and have your way, girl. I'm gonna go on back to the hotel. The way Cooper Evan Peters was over there fighting for his life and it turned into a scene out of somebody's Mission Impossible, Jason Bourne, Pierce Brosnan, 007. I said, what the hell? Are you a machine? What kind of comeback? Now I do understand he's an FBI agent, but it was very taken. I will find you. I will come get you. And I was like, what are these skills? Like they clearly were trying to capture him in a way that we could capture partner Jordan sexually. And I don't know. I'm gonna have to get into it. I would love to see them try this with someone and it's just like, no, do you have protection, just to see like what the reaction would be. Like, well, no, I'm beautiful, like we don't need that, like I want you right now. But if it's gonna be go every single time, like Lord, because baby Jordan said, where, who, I'm coming. We go home immediately with this attractive guy from the bar and we're just embraced in all the gorgeousness of him and just this elaborate place. Of course we have unprotected sex and immediately burning sensation. Not the fire. I'm surprised they not in shit. Y'all gonna get all them symptoms. She's burning. She's showing those beauty systems and we see her go through the pretty much the same process as Jeremy. I was, man, and I don't know, maybe it was the substance. I was hoping because if we have someone who's already like moderately attractive, will the beauty like affect them differently? I thought it was going to have a reverse effect and Miss Mama was going to look a hot ass mess. That's what I wanted. I thought it was going to be a case of like you didn't appreciate what you had until it was gone. Like I was, because I'm like, baby, you're not unattractive. You have a very fit, fine body. Your tush is tushing. Our titties are sitting up. Like, what are we fixing? What are we tweaking once we get into the beauty and she comes out of there? She just looks like a totally different person. I was like, all right, that's fine. But I was like, oh, I hope she just looks horrid. It was like, no, she just got even prettier. Okay. We're dealing with that and she just goes MIA. And then of course we get over here into Cooper after he fights for his life and he's captured too and kind of interrogated about what all happened. You were kind of in close proximity to get infected too. We found traces of X, Y, and Z in her hotel room. Let's clear everyone and make sure everybody's safe. Of course, his main priority is trying to figure out where his partner / lover is. And don't speak no more Italian in Venice. I really did not like those scenes. If those were dipping into those pretentious moments, I was like, look at here. If we want to be cute and be over here, that's fine. Speak some more Italian. And then they're speaking Italian and they're not talking about anything. I was like, can we just please? It just was like, yeah, anybody ever tell you that maybe Evan was fluent in Italian? I don't care. Stop that. But actually, how did you feel about this in the Jason Bourne taken I will find you and I will kill you type energy that Evan was giving over there with all them tricks?
yeah, like I don't want to say unbelievable, but it just didn't match what we've met up until this point. Oh, he's so unassuming, and and maybe that's the point. You know what I mean? It was wasted on me. That's not what I came here for. That's not what I came here for. That's not what I needed. I'm really shocked with these. I don't know. And I think you just have to have a thick skin in the industry anyway. But like, I don't know how you approach an actor or actress and are like, yeah, so the way this is going to work is, yeah, there's you. and then there's going to be a pretty you, and it's going to be played by a completely different person. Like, we're not just going to do your makeup and have you, look whatever. No, it's going to be a completely younger, better, newer version of you. So yeah, you're the ugly one and they're the pretty one. I still don't know how they're going to approach that. But I mean, Jordan throwing it out of every draw, like every chance she gets, I'm sexually free. So, I mean, don't try to put your boundaries on me. An Italian guy, he was kind of fine. Like, I was like, okay, girl, but like, wrap it up. You don't know these people. But again, it's a choice. Again, to have actor, I think, of her caliber here, and then to be like, yeah, you're gone, replacing you. And we're going to bring in this newer, younger model, and we're going to see how that goes. But then it's like, how do you infiltrate back in? Are you just going to be considered missing? And is this going to be his mission the whole season? Because please find something else to do. I don't want Cooper looking for Jordan this whole season. If you're here, I want you to really have a purpose and get to the root of the thing. And maybe now that he's all checked out, clean as the board of health, he can start investigating more about what the beauty is. And maybe she'll come to him on the low in one of those hoods, hey, it's me. I know I don't look like I used to, but listen, this is what's going on. Maybe we'll have one of those moments. But again, at this point, Tyra, I'm just not invested enough to care. The way that he was so lax about their relationship, about what she was to him, I don't know if necessarily I buy into this. I'm going to find you. I'm going to make sure I get to her. And like, I don't get that.
Which is why we needed to make sure we cook with him with the little time we had, especially since she's gone now. Because,
Yeah.
of course, they already kind of started at a disadvantage because this seems like something that has been looming and chilling, like underneath the surface, like bubbling. And now that you guys are getting to it, like, oh my God, these bodies are smoking and it's 517 degrees Fahrenheit in here. Oh, look, you guys are already late. So when she maybe if and when she tries to approach you, would you even believe? She's going to have to, of course, tell me something that only uh Jordan would know. And it's like, oh, okay, oh my God, like, well, what happened? Or is she going to be completely taken over to the point that she's not, even worried about that? Because we only have our POV is only through Jeremy, and Jeremy is still very much Jeremy. he's still he's still him. He just looks good. But I'm not sure if I heard it in the show, but I think they said when it's transmitted sexually, you have like 2 years of normacy or a year or two, and then it just kind of fluctuates from there to where you get to the Bella Hadid stage and you're on fire and you just need all this water and you combust.
So maybe I missed it, but did they address how people can maintain it after the 2 years, or they just go into it knowing you have a 2 year shelf life? Okay.
No, they didn't. They didn't address it. They which I guess we could just get to here. But yeah, I want to believe this situation. Him trying to find her the whole time, I don't think that will be as entertaining. I think I'm trying to think how can we go with this that'll make it like where can we go with this that'll make it intriguing and entertaining for 11 episodes? Because I didn't expect to lose her so soon, because I was like, oh, she's supposed to be important. So if one of them is eventually going to take the beauty, we have to really invest in their relationship to care who really gets back to the other. I was like, oh, she already episode 2.
Yeah. The only thing I think of is the only thing that to me that's going to make this whatever and to make it really believable is if it's going to impact him. I mean, if Cooper is the one to follow, he meets her out at a club, she seduces him, she puts that thing on him, he gets infected, and now I'm on a journey to save my own life, or vice versa, right?
Mm-hmm.
Jordan now that she knows like I'm completely different, is she going to rest in the vanity of it? Or is she going to be like, something is completely wrong, I'm now affected? That's the only way for me it moves the story along and makes me care.
I thought about that, but even when we, shout out to Miss Mama who replaced her, but I was like, we really have, like you said, these really great, capable actors here. Don't phone it in with us, Ryan, where it's like, aha, you thought y'all was going to be cute over here with Evan. And yeah, this is who you're going to get. We had enough money for Evan to be here for 3 episodes. Like, no, like, I think he's a common thread, or maybe just a tie to her old life and reality. And he has to remain this way. I think he's maybe going to be tempted, or he's going to be propositioned, or they might try to entrap him and get him into a situation. But I think he has to stay who he is. Please don't take Evan Peters and replace him with a young whippersnapper right now. Not right now. We're just getting into their dynamic. Please. Oh man. But getting over here. Um all right. I was surprised to see Ashton over here. We ain't heard a peep from Ashton since all that stuff went down with Danny Masterson. I was like, oh, he's just here. He didn't have anything to offer in these first 3 episodes. Maybe he's a later big bad that we get into, but it's very billionaire, all the money in the world, Elon industry, if you will. Like I have, money to burn. Byron here. The only interesting thing that I feel like we got from Byron is just understanding that he was one of the few who got into the beauty in its origins and what it was really initially made for. This was supposed to be some anti-aging fountain of youth s type of medicine, but I was like, contractually, exactly how does that go? It seems like the show is saying, okay, we gave you this beauty, we gave you this fountain of youth, because clearly he and our enforcer, our hitman, our assassin, they're much older than they appear. So when you got that, it's like, well, if you're gonna, I guess, be sexually active with anyone, it has to be protected or not at all. And I guess we have people out here just throwing it around all willy-nilly, and by the time it's transmitted that way sexually, it turns into something completely different. It's not an anti-aging whatever, and you're getting the rage virus and all this other stuff that's going on and spontaneously combusting. That was interesting from him, and I'm guessing since Miss Mama in the pink that we met on the yacht talking about the son, and they had all this hate speech between the two, this is his wife. So I'm guessing that she didn't take it. She didn't take it, and you did, and I guess that those dynamics will be interesting. Don't get real, Ryan. Ryan love to. Ryan, please. I was surprised that this wasn't Miss Red Mama from over there in what Big Red over there. I was like, cause Big Red gonna put them things on somebody. Don't get weird with that, but I think their dynamic is interesting. Now, as far as Ashton Kutcher in the role, this is someone else who has the potential to deliver a little bit more, but based off of what we got here, it felt very surface. It didn't give anything. It didn't make me intrigued enough to know more about him or just anything. I don't know. But actually, I guess I'll answer after you. Do you have an issue with Ashton here in this role? I'm already seeing a few videos pop up like, Ryan, how dare you, between the Danny Masterson situation, him and wife Mila over there writing those letters on that rapist's behalf, the whole, I guess, allegations with the Diddy thing and whatever them parties were, or the organization with children and like the trafficking allegations and him having to step down. Just all kind of nefarious things floating around. It's like, you called Ashton to be here. Why would you do that? But how did you feel about this and Ashton kind of popping out here?
Girl, I didn't know any of this until you told me the other night about the whole Masterson thing, and then the other stuff you just said. I ain't know nothing about that. I don't keep up with these people. I really, honestly, guys, and it sounds probably harsh. I don't give a damn about these people in real life. Like like, there are certain like musicians, singers that I kind of have a little bit of an interest or care about, but like I care about you long enough to watch you on a show or a movie. Unless it comes across my timeline, I'm not really. So I didn't really know. I haven't seen Ashton in much. Like I remember Ashton Kutcher from Punk'd. That's the big thing he did in my life, Tyra. That and Umbrella, what was it? What was the one? Butterfly Effect or something like that. Those are the two things I remembered Ashton Kutcher for. So I mean, he's nothing to me in that way. So it didn't surprise me, shock me, or make me feel away. Also, I feel like Ryan Murphy is always controversial. He's always doing something over here. But I mean, interesting casting. If you, I mean, oh, and I knew he was married to Demi Moore when he was very young and she was much older. So I don't know. I think Ryan Murphy be playing games because this is already weird. Isabella Rossellini Tyra is 73 years old in real life. And I remember her from Death Becomes Her. She's that lady on the couch. Big
I
fun.
know.
You
I
hear
was
me?
excited to see her. I
I
was
was
like,
like,
girl.
and then I'm sitting here like, this is what we're doing. This is, you didn't take the shelf stable version, Isabella. Like, what are we doing over here? Do I believe the dynamic? I know he has a flair for the dramatic and he likes all of that. But this is just par for the course. There's nothing exciting, new, different, heinous, or really more villainous than any other billionaire we've seen portrayed
Mhm.
before. And I think when I look at a Ryan Murphy piece, that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking like, how is he going to take this outside of the status quo and make this interesting? And right now, this just isn't enough for me to really. It was like, clearly they hate each other. We've seen that
Yeah.
before. It looks like age gap when really they're the same age. There's regret, I'm sure. We have this child that is doing whatever he's doing, probably a grown man. I just,
Mhm.
damn it, Tyra, I wanted to care. I
I
don't.
I think the dynamics between them with the age gap or whatever, hopefully we get flashbacks in this show. At what moment in your marriage or whatever did you decide, well, I'm going to take it and I'm not, and we're still going to remain just as is? It has potential to really just really, if we want to get into ageism and beauty standards and what that looks like as far as desirability for them or whatever their situation is, just don't I told you shallow and the surface level things. Like, you can go, I can go further, Effie. You can go further. You can do so much with this. And I love that she was here. I was like, all right, Ryan, wink wink. But once again, wink wink, just like you had Glenn over there, don't play with this woman. Use her.
Oh, we've
Use
got
her, please.
time. They've got
Yeah.
time to build, and hopefully we'll get a flashback or a moment or something. I'm sure he'll take them to the jungle at some point. That's what he likes to
Mhm.
do. But it's just like,
Girl.
I'm expecting our first introduction to these characters to be
Yeah.
larger than life, and I was just like, okay.
It was so formulaic. Like, yes, I'm wealthy. I'm on a yacht in the middle of the ocean and I'm smug and it's only one call away and I'm going to get some top while I'm requesting X, Y, and Z on the phone. And, Ryan, please. Tell us something we don't know. Show us something that's unexpected. Like, really get. And I'm hoping that he does this in story and doesn't go for the obvious shock value choice. Oh, yeah, we're going to see him. Yeah, we hate each other, but we also love on each other and we have to sit through Ashton all over,
You know it's
respectfully.
coming. You know.
Still beautiful. She's aging really well. She looks great, but some things I don't want to see in that way. And Ryan's just petty enough to play on, like, yeah, remember when that age gap was between him and Demi? And Demi's over there in the substance. You see how
Yeah.
cheeky I'm being? He's at it again, just like in those 2000s. Find you something to do.
That's what the point was. That's what I took it as. I was like, Ryan Murphy likes to be funny. He does. You can tell he likes to be funny. Like,
Oh, but don't. But this could have been so cute because when I saw her, I was like, I know. And I didn't. I didn't see her. I heard her first, and I was like, all I heard was "now" a warning. I was like, I know that's not Miss Ma'am. With all her beating and her little top on, giving waist, I was like, wow, that's a nice little callback. Are you gonna do anything with it? Because this is very on brand for the genre and what you're trying to do with this show. But I don't know. I don't know. We'll see. Let's get over here into who did something, child. Thanks. Come on, Anthony. Do something with what you got. Anthony was trying to make a mountain out of a molehill. I was like, Lord, they didn't give Anthony nothing. They didn't really give anybody too much of anything. The script is just so half baked because the actors are here. The most interesting thing here, the most interesting dynamic here, Mr. 65-year-old assassin. Now it is leaning over just like everything else, and his little patch there, it really gives. I was like, is he a cyborg? I'm just waiting for somebody's little robotic appendages to just pop out, something to be a hologram. I don't know. I don't know what year we're in, but he really gives that. It's typical. It's the unassuming, I really don't care, catching the body. It's just like reading the Sunday paper for me. This is what I do. I'm more interested in their backstories than common like current day. And I know that that's not good because we should really care about the beauty in what's going on. But I like the fact that um He's giving, the cleaner, the cleanup man, and I'm just one call away, but he also seems tired. Like he said, I'm 65 years old. How long have you been doing this? Because if we're going off of your timeline and you maybe being in your early 30s, you've been doing this gig for maybe all that time. And he also says later, of course, he has a son and all these different dynamics. At what point did this happen to you? Why did you make this choice? Those things are more intriguing to me than kind of him toying with potential victims and getting a little rock off of, oh, I get to torture. Like, okay, these things are tropey, so they're not as influential or impactful for me in the long run. But I do like the idea of him being older, just like Ashton. And I do like that he's giving, yeah, I'm on it now. I'm with these calls, but I'm low key tired. And of course, we'll get into that recruitment later and him maybe wanting somebody to take his place. Because as we know, when we get into these fountain of youth things, and we kind of have Ashton just resting in a side of excess, and I just get to, but yeah, at some point, those things get boring. At some point, me, killing and being a hitman and doing whatever I get to do with my idle time, it gets boring. Maybe I shouldn't have taken this. Maybe I did want to age and live my life differently. But Ashley, what did you think about this?
Yeah, he's, like I said, the most interesting character that we've met in these first 3 episodes. I'm interested in the dynamic with his son. I'm interested in what made him. Was he a guinea pig? Was he, the original, let's take the shelf stable version that's clearly worked and been working for all of this time. I'm very interested in his story and who he is. But again, the dynamics were there for me. The most chemistry that was had this episode, or the first 3 episodes, is between him and Jeremy. Period. Like that's the story for me. And I do think it's like with Interview with a Vampire, right? Louis and Lestat. Like when you've been doing something for so many years, at some point it's like, I need to find another outlet. This doesn't serve me anymore. You begin to look at life in a different way. And I'm really interested in exploring that, because what do you do when you have all the time in the world, right? You've been given a fountain of youth and you've been doing this, but for what purpose? Is he gonna, he's breaking rules. We'll see that later, right? Like you're going against the grain and your boss, and at what cost? Are you ready to see it end all of my questions are really around him, his character, and where does he go from here? And does he ultimately challenge the system, challenge the status quo, because he's lived it? This is who I want to hear from. Anthony, you're who I want to see. Anyway, but yeah, this is where it's at. This is where the story's at. This is where the show's at for me.
I want to know the dynamics. Like, are you obligated to be here in this capacity because you did take the youth potion, if you will? Like, can you leave? Is it like blood in, blood out? Like once you're in here, you can't go. Like, because if it's like, how those typical assassin movies go, like, well, this is when old Leo, I'm retiring. This my last hit, and then I'm done. It's just like, no, you can't go. Like, excommunicado, where do you think you're going? You got to stay here. You're in forever. It's kind of giving that, because you could tell it's just like, yeah, I got to go where? For how much time? And it's just like, well, there's a Hilton there. We're going to say, okay, fine. I really kind of low key. And I guess I was like, y'all trying to be cute between him and Ashton and getting to their age. Like, yeah, throw on that yacht rock. I was like, we did not need a whole scene dedicated to sailing. Takes me away to where like we needed a whole moment. The way Jeremy was sitting up there, black people don't listen to Yakara. I said, boy, what? Incel, please.
Yeah, that's not
Incel.
playing with me. Michael McDonald, I'm going over there.
What? Don't make me put my Michael McDonald.
Christopher, I'm going over there. And NSYNC redid that song "Sailing." If it sounded familiar. Yeah.
Which is not, but thank goodness, we tried to do something, because even with the dialogue exchanges, I was like, they really ain't give Anthony too much and nothing in this script, but he's really working hard to try to make it into something. And like you said, baby, hey Puddin', it's your chocolate daddy. Ryan, please. The way that this sent me, this was so unserious. I was like, I don't know why. I guess in the moments it feels like when we're getting over here with Jeremy's character, it just instantly gets like super duper caricature and unserious, and yeah, I'm just gonna hit like what? Oh yeah, you want me to do what? Okay, whoo, girl, this I ain't never had it. What? Why? Why? It's like, get her on the phone. Yeah, but Big Daddy gonna come over there, bring you some Gatorade, some Robitussin, some soup. I'm like, yeah, Big Daddy, because who can do it for you like Big Daddy? I was like, what are you writing? What are you writing? Hey Puddin', hey Puddin', it's your chocolate daddy. I was like, Ryan Murphy literally gets on my damn nerves.
It'll be slave play next. Watch. It'll be some weird stuff.
I'm like, what is this? Getting into this, of course we know that our assassin, our enforcer has been tasked with, which is an enigma in itself. I'm like, are there an abundance of Anthony Ramoses running around? Because I know it's not his sole task to group and eliminate anybody who's been exposed to this virus via sex. Please, it's already done before you even got there. There's no way for us to do that. I'm hoping that we get into just a group of people who are, it's their job to be enforcers, because it can't just be him. But we have to go on down here and find Jeremy and get connected there. And of course, we've had our beauty for all of 5 minutes and we've already managed to spread it. And however he's running around, and I like the way that Jeremy puts it. It's just like, did you even think about why you look the way you do? Did you ask any questions? Like, well, no, I was just happy to look the way I do. And the fact that somebody that beautiful was interested in me, because most of the time that's how it's really going anyway. But he didn't gave Puddin', chocolate daddy didn't gave Puddin' that package, and she's fire. She's burning. I just can't. I already knew where we were going. I was like, okay, he's gonna save his life. He's gonna step in and save his life, because I was like, I needed to make sense. The where we met Jeremy as an incel, a basement dweller, He-Man's Woman Haters Club, how does that transition into you being a high comeback fighter enough to handle someone who's been enforcing and assassinating for upwards of 30 plus years? But all of a sudden he knew how to fight. He was giving him a run for his money for a little bit until we called Puddin' on the phone. It's like, fine. But when we get here, there's just some, which is also scary, because Anthony's just Anthony. He's gonna act. He has a relatability and this likable quality, but you shouldn't like this assassin. Like, you running around here killing people. But he finds like some type of kindred spirit in Jeremy. It's like, you know what? Put your clothes on, man. Just come on down. We're gonna get some riblets. We're gonna hang out. I see myself in you. Like, you see yourself in Jeremy's crazy. Jeremy, he gives this unhingedness. How he was just so ready to die. It's like, I don't have anything. I probably already conquered what I wanted. I wanted to be desired. I wanted to look good. I got to know what it felt like just to be special. I served my purpose. I don't deserve to be here. I'm low-key an awful person. I can acknowledge that. Just go on and take me out. It's like, well, you're not going to beg for your life. You're taking all the fun out of it. You know what? You have the potential to maybe get on over here with some recruitment. It's like, this smile, I don't know. We haven't spent a whole lot of time with Anthony's character. I'm like, are you guys matching each other's crazy? Who were you before you took the anti-aging potion? Like, you just took, like, does it alter your brain in any way also? Or who were you in your, I was Joan of Arc in my former life? Like, who were you there to where you can get here and we're okay with executing people, but you're also finding a kindred energy in the likes of Jeremy, who's also just down, out, depressed, unhinged, violent, hostile, and hypersexual. I don't know. I don't know. I think we need more on him and with him. But it looks like he's going to take him on as a recruit. And yeah, I feel like you can handle the job. Ashley, where do you think that this is going? And how is it right for him to recruit the likes of Jeremy? Because the condition that he's currently in, outside of him just looking great, which I'm hoping we get into themes of, even though you look great, you're still the same person inside. It's still you. It's still, you're still just as down and out and having this disposition that you did before you got this makeover. Hopefully we get there. But how do you feel about this?
Yeah, like I mean, to be an assassin, you're clearly missing a few screws, unhinged, deeply traumatized. There's some psychopathy there, whether you were born with it or you just got it throughout your life. So that doesn't too much surprise me. What I'm really kind of interested in this dynamic is, um, look, One Eye Joe, aka Anthony Ramos's character, was like you remind me of my son. He lost his way. He's kind of like, drowning. Well, how old's your son? He's this age because I'm 65. And there's this kind of like, I think he sees his son in him. And it's like, maybe if I can bring you under my wing and do X, Y, or Z, I can change your course. So maybe you won't be like my son, or maybe he just simply reminds him so much of him, he wants him close. It was very much like, yeah, you're just like him. And I don't have a relationship with my son. Maybe you can be the substitute or the surrogate. But there's a couple things we also have to consider here. um One-Eye Joe is fully aware of how this process is going to work for him, right? He knows he's got this shelf life, and he himself, Jeremy, doesn't know. So this is a limited time offer. But then the other thing to consider is that he's going against orders in this by keeping him alive, recruiting him, making him now his protege. How are you going to justify this? Do you have carte blanche control to make these type of executive decisions? And is there going to be a price to pay for that? That's what I'm interested in. I also at some point want to flashback or to see this son, if this son is even really alive. They're both unhinged, and I think Jeremy would make a perfect assassin. He's crazy, violent, has high homicidal ideations. Like, he's a killer already. Why not bring him on?
I
Maybe we
don't
don't.
know. It seems like Jeremy would be okay with doing some things like, that Anthony would be like, well, what the hell? We just came in here to do. Ain't nobody tell you to do that. We came in here to do a job. What the hell are you doing? Because he thinks like, oh, I'm seeing my son. Are you sure? And we need to see your son.
He's just
we need to meet that. I want to get into this virus also because we get into it, of course, being a manipulated de-aging situation. But if we're saying, oh, you have 2 years of just being whatever, by the time we get to Miss Mama's after her virus is set in, she's violent as hell already.
Mhm.
I'm like, are y'all going to explain that? Does it affect each individual differently? Because Jeremy is still very much Jeremy. It doesn't seem like he had too much blowback after his transformation, and he's just been blowing backs out. I don't know. Now maybe we'll get to see what's her name, Jackson, whatever her name is. It didn't stick. She wasn't important. Miss Mama over there with the FBI. Maybe we'll get to see a different take with her. But I was like, oh, she attacking in the kitchen, and we're treating her in the same way that we were treating Bella Hadid's character in the beginning, and she just changed. I don't know. I just don't want them to play around with it to fit whatever narrative is happening in the scene. Like, oh, we need this person to act this way, so this virus is going to do that. No, the virus needs to be consistent, even if it is a virus. I'm just saying. But we'll wait and see, because this sinister smile he gave when it was like, you want a job? It's like, me? Yeah. But getting here, I say, what's next? It's gonna be airborne. It's very, very 28 days later. Said it's in my eye. I got it in my eye. So it as long as it's the blood is transferred in any way, you're infected. And of course, I was like, Megan Trainer, why are you here? Ryan just gonna call people just to be in the show, in the scene, just to die, just to, girl, you want to come on down? I think he just okay. But I did like the conversation at the table when it's like, oh my god, like, girl, you still look good as hell. She is literally dying. They're like, oh, you just even with the flu, you look great. I mean, yeah, I'm sick as hell, but I just lost like 5 pounds, girl. Breathe in me, cough in my mouth. I want that virus. I was like, oh my god. Now she just lost some weight, but we combust immediately. Like we said, she switches, and we have this blood fly onto multiple people here. And it's like, yeah, we have all these people contained here, and then what? How are we like getting into this rapid rate of contamination? Because we're just 3 episodes in, and the people are piling up, and these are just the people you know about. And it's the same question I have for the corporation in Anthony Ramos's character. Baby, who all is wrangling folks and trying to make sure that this virus stays intact? And at what point did the anti-aging OGs decide, yeah, I'm finna just throw it in a circle all willy-nilly, just so I can infect these people in this way and not give a damn. Who's also behind, which is probably Ashton. Who knows? Like, well, yeah, because when we get into these things, the next thing is selling medicines and a cure. And do you want to sustain past 2 years? You want to purchase this thing because it's definitely industry and money, and that's the whole reason that we have him out here anyway. You're challenging what this anti-aging thing is supposed to be for, even if it is for 2 years and people don't know that they're going to combust. People also may choose to take this option that's low-key just free and sexual versus paying for. I'm like, how is this going to hit the market? What? Okay, whatever. But there's that. We are in this for the business. It just seems like it's already out of control, and we just started. Because if these are just the people that we know about, there's 5,000 other people who are already infected and probably currently spreading it around. Ashley?
Absolutely. I mean, this is kind of ground zero. And I think they anticipated this was coming. I just don't think they knew what containment would look like, because you can't come and send somebody to take out all these people. You don't have the bandwidth to do that. And the way these people are screwing like bunny rabbits, it's over. And now finding out that it's any bodily fluid exchange, period, anytime the blood get on you. That's what's going to happen. I think this is going to take off overnight. They're going to multiply like rodents. And we'll see what the cleanup is going to be. Again, this is not going to be great for his IPO, his going public, his getting the product to market, or whatever he's working in on the background. But honestly, this part feels so predictable to me, Tyra, because
Yeah.
this is, they'll be mad.
Reality.
Yeah, like there'll be like this whole mass hysteria. Some people are gonna love it, like, ooh, infect me, like run and go, try to get infected. Like it's gonna be a whole thing. And clearly it won't be stopped. I did think that the conversation at the table was funny. I thought he was hilarious. He was the standout, the male actor, and that was the standout for me. I thought he was funny. She was like, "Can I have some water? My water?" Yeah, no. I was like, oh, yeah, so nice, nasty. But yeah, I'm interested to see if he's going to subvert our expectations and go a different direction. But with an outbreak or something like this, I think we already know people are vain. People are like a social media age. People are very into their appearance and into perceived beauty. We know what's going to happen here.
Because these are older people per se. Like we ain't even touched the little teeny boppers. Once
Exactly.
they get a hold to it, and we in the high school hallways and in the malls and wherever these kids are these days, I don't know. It's gonna be crazy.
It almost feels like a planned extermination, really. It really feels like population control, but we'll see where he goes with this.
Child, we shall see. Because I'm like, this is just a really like wide premise. Like, where do we go from here? How do you draw it back in and not go, too big in 11 episodes? Because we're already loud and outside episode 3. It's out. It's already out of your control. There is no containment. Okay, we're gonna eliminate these few and make sure that we chastise whoever was out there trying to spread it and eliminate that person, and then we're all good, right? No, this means anybody who ever took that anti-aging serum back whenever decides to go and have unprotected sex with whom, it's all out again.
And it's global at this point, because we've been in Italy, we're in America, we're like, it's all over already.
Indiana, Indianapolis, we went somewhere. But Ashley, any predictions for the next episode?
Girl, no. They look good though. This is the pair. This is the new Starsky and Hutch, y'all. Cagney and Lacey. The male person. But no, I don't know. Ryan is just such a wild card. We just never have any idea. But I mean, I will say for this story and this plot alone, I'm gonna hang on. I do want to see what happens here. I want to see what the true motivation is. Is it a plot? Is it a scheme set up by Todd? Like, you know what I mean? To get the inner workings, to test some things. And Jeremy, why are you signing on for this? You say you have no problem with leaving this plane. So where are you at with it? What are his motivations? What is he going to get out of this other than a satisfaction in killing? Those are kind of the questions I want to know. As far as Ashton, them, I don't give a damn. Tyra, Cooper, Cagney, all them, I don't care about them. This is the story that I'm watching.
And that's bad because they're like side characters.
No, but they
the draw is supposed to be it's Cooper and is her name Jackson?
No, Jordan. Cooper.
Jordan.
See,
Cooper
name, and you made the slides. No.
It was Cooper and Jay. We're supposed to be thinking about Cooper and Jay. They're supposed to be
Jordan.
Important. Yeah.
And still Jordan. Jade. It's Cooper and
Jay
Jim.
Jordan. It's supposed to be about the woman and the cop, okay? The FBI agents. But like you said, they have the strongest dynamic. I do want to see. I think because Anthony seems really committed in his mission, and when he goes to execute, you knew you weren't supposed to be out here raw dog and having sex, spreading the virus. You know what you signed. You know that's against the rules. But what is it going to be when the person that you're an underling to may be the one curating these things because he has a different plan in mind than you know? I just see us trying to create Ashton as to be like the ultimate villain, even though he's already. Hopefully, he gives something later on. I don't know, but y'all, that was the beauty. Please drop down if y'all have any thoughts on the show, how you feel about it. Was it good? Was it entertaining? Hype the video, comment on the commentary, all that good stuff. And yeah, stay warm. Ashley, anything you want to share?
Yes, y'all. Y'all are in our prayers. If you're in the zone for the storms, make sure you're prepared. Make sure you got some food, all of the things. Just take care of yourself and your peoples. We'll be praying for you. Also, don't forget tomorrow night, power on in Jesus' name. We will be back to talk the pit. And I believe we're going to have a blockbuster movie night. I've made a choice. I haven't told Tyra yet, but I have made a choice for the movie for Saturday night. So be there or be square. And just also make sure you're subscribed, have your notifications on so you don't miss a thing.
Oh, Lord. Well, see, I know it. See, Big Daddy ain't even watched it. TP ain't even interested. Say, yep, still got to check that out.
Watch it.
Let us know what you think about it, TP. But thank you guys so much for watching, and we will see you next time. Good night, y'all.